Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here, and today we're going to finish exploring Cobblestone here. Well, we finished exploring that building. Yeah, this is my issue with exploring towns or whatever in 3D settings, especially towns, is I get lost and confused in these 3D environments. Oh, this must be Gemma's. Yeah, Gemma's house. I guess I can't explore that house yet. That's okay. I guess I can't explore back there. See, the trees are getting in my view. That's like the only thing that's bothering me about this game right now. Then again, it's not like we've gotten into it too much to be bothered by a lot of stuff. We got the treasure that's back there, so... Yeah, I'm the type of person that could, like, go around town exploring things that I've already explored multiple times, not really knowing if I've explored it or not. And then still end up missing something. Because there's that one corner, that one thing. Yeah, it's bad. And we have the church here. The church here is, well, acts as our save point, so yeah, we should probably save the game. Other things you can do, you can have like your characters get resurrected, or cure them of poison, or just see how much experience you need to level up again, so yeah. I mean, we have antidote herbs, but I think the poison healing at the church is like 2 to 3 gold, whereas buying an antidote herb is 8 gold. So, a little bit of a savings if your characters are poisoned and you head into a town. As far as resurrection goes, you don't typically in Dragon Quest games get a resurrection spell until much, much later in the game. I mean, I'm going to say like halfway through or maybe even longer through the game. And even when you do get one, I think the first resurrection spell you get has like a 25 to 50% chance of not even working. We're gonna... Oh, okay, we interacted with the horse. Horse is just like, what are you doing? I'm trying to drink water here. And then to resurrect at the church is all sorts of expensive, gold-wise, especially early in the game when, you know, enemies don't give you that much gold to begin with. That's another thing about the Dragon Quest games, is that you tend to, especially in the early game and kind of throughout, grinding for gold. You get little gold, but then, you know, you get to a new town and you can't afford to buy everything at once. So you kind of have to prioritize, you know, do I want weapons? Do I want some armor? Do I want, you know, the more expensive armor? Or sometimes towns will have even, like, different tiers of armor. This happened a lot in Dragon Quest I, which I did LP on this channel. So you can check that out. Here's a bunch of stuff. Ooh, a Seed of Agility. Oh, that's cool. We should use that Seed of Agility. Oh, and also I did mention that I played about an hour of this before recording, and that was because the person who bought me this game it was as a Christmas present, wanted to see what it was about too, so I played it for about an hour. But we are officially in blind gameplay territory because I did not find this spot in those adventures. Also, the physics of this. Yeah, we're fine. But this is an RPG. It's not like an action-adventure like Zelda, where falling from great heights will damage you, or even kill you, if you're playing Breath of the Wild. Because that's not really what this game is about. It's not about platforming. It's not about, action adventure. It's just mixing a couple of those elements in for some additional ways to explore the world, rather than having a bunch of gameplay mechanics focus on that. We're focusing on the battles. So in especially in the early Dragon Quest games, going back to the subject on, not having enough money, it's kind of one of the things that set apart Dragon Quest from other RPGs that I played as a kid, was that whole system of, okay, you get to a new town, you can't buy everything, so you got to figure out, what you want to prioritize and what you want to come back for later, or just, save your money, continue adventuring, and spend it at the next town where they have better equipment, so I like those sorts of decision-making things, or if you want to go out and grind for it, I mean, that's an option too. Oh. Yeah, we didn't buy anything last time. I wanted to finish exploring the town before I bought stuff, just in case I found, like, Wayfarer's clothes while I was exploring. But we didn't, so we'll buy them. And let's check our equipment. This is the equipment menu. Oh, we have a great sword here. It grants us a little bit more attack power, so I'm going to do that. The enemies in the first area shouldn't be damaging us too much. That decreases my defense, but it increases my maximum HP. And these are also the clothes from the hero of Dragon Quest VIII. I'm not sure why I have those. I have his hat too. If you put both on at the same time, you'll actually change the character's outfit to match that of the Dragon Quest VIII character. But I'm not wearing both, so that doesn't happen. And I'm okay with that. I would rather have this be his own looking character rather than, looking like one of the other Dragon Quest heroes. Jace here needs an identity of his own. Man, I really should have called him 17. But I'm not going to restart this game to do that. We'll call him Jace. We're fine with Jace.
One
Jace
day
is a
you're
cool
just
name.
a little boy, the next you're getting ready to leave us. I only wish your grandfather could see what a fine young man you've become. To think, it's been so many years already since old Chalky found you floating since he brought you to Cobblestone. We never thought there was anything out of the ordinary about you. And now suddenly there's all this talk of luminaries of all things. You know who the luminary was, of course. A legendary hero who saved the world from a terrible darkness.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
We're supposed to believe that you're him reincarnated? I don't doubt old Chalky, of course, but it's a little hard to swallow, I must say. Oh, when you meet the King of Heliodor, put in a good word for old Cobblestone, won't you, eh? If he finds out this is the village where the luminary was raised, there might be something in it for us, if you catch my drift.
Oh, you are terrible. Trust you to be thinking about what you can get out of it.
Oh, no, I'm only joking, of course. The very thought. Anyway, where was I? Yes. Now, the fate that awaits you may well be one beyond anything we simple country folk can imagine. But you must allow us to offer what little assistance we can. Take this map of Erdrea with you. May it prove useful in finding your way.
Yay, a map. That's just your fist. I don't want your fist. I mean, come on, this is PS4. I mean, I would expect that thing from PS1 or even PS2 things, but if a character is handing you an item, they should actually, you know, how hard would it have been to have a piece of paper in that guy's hand? How hard?
You'll find Heliodor easily enough. Just head north out of the village and follow your nose.
You travel safely.
Aren't we always technically following our nose? Because our nose is like the frontmost part of our face.
And come back safe.
So our nose is always in front of us and we're always following it. Ponder that for a while. Oh, it's Gemma. She came to see us off.
Here, take this with you. I made it for you.
Oh, we got Gemma's charm.
It'll keep you safe. I heard there are lots of monsters where you're going. Be sure to keep it close, won't you?
Oh, that dog is so cute.
I don't know what's in store for you out there, but wherever you go and whoever you meet...
I am a dog lover.
Don't forget us, will you? Take care, and remember, we'll be waiting for you.
I am kind of surprised Gemma isn't coming with us, like, as some sort of white mage cleric role. But I guess that's not what Gemma does. Alright, so we are off in the world, and now we have to learn how to travel on horses. So, it's actually pretty easy. You can mount, there's a button to dismount, and then if you find a bell thing anywhere, you can just ring the bell, and your specific horse will know... Oh, this guy's going to explain it to us. Your specific horse will somehow know that you're the one ringing the bell, and it won't just be some other person's horse running to you. I don't know how that works. Sure. But that's how it's going to work in Dragon Quest XI, so we'll just go with that. Anyways, going back to the topic on money management. In other RPGs I played, like Final Fantasy games, in general, as long as you're doing the random battles that you would naturally encounter, you would have more than enough money to buy everything that you need at the next shop. There might be a few exceptions here and there, but... and I know that wasn't the case in the very first Final Fantasy, but we're not counting that one. So money management wasn't as much of a thing in other RPG, or even other RPGs that I played, other games. You know, you just always kind of had enough. But in the Dragon Quest games, you generally kind of don't have enough. And also, if you're running fast with your horse, you can just run over monsters and send them flying. That is amusing. What a wonderful idea. I mean, you don't really get experience or anything for doing that. It's funny, it's satisfying, it's lighthearted, it's Dragon Quest. You gotta love it. The monsters are okay. So, yeah. They're not gonna let us go to certain areas. That's fine. Okay, get on the horse. There we go. Let's see what else we can find here on our horse. While you're on your horse, you can't actually, okay, the physics of that, I'm not even gonna question that. We have a new monster. I do want to make an attempt to fight all the monsters. So this guy doesn't die in one hit. Yeah, I went with the Greatsword because I want to kind of prioritize killing monsters quickly. And, you know, Greatsword has one more attack point, so maybe it'll help us get some quicker kills than we otherwise could. Especially since we only have one character, and if we're in a group, if we're fighting against a group of 2 or 3 monsters, we don't want to spend multiple turns killing one monster. We want to be able to take them out as quick as we can. Yeah, like that. Typically in the Dragon Quest games, the hero will learn some offensive magic spells and some healing magic spells. And, oh, this guy's gonna block our path. I'm gonna dismount and see if I can crawl underneath, but it won't work. He'll stop you. Okay, everybody wants me to go to Heliodor. I get the picture. But I do still want to explore this general area, just make sure that I'm not missing treasure chests or other groovy items. So we'll check out this area up here. And lo and behold, all this time I've been wasting, it is about to pay off. Haha! A Chimera Wing. If I didn't explain what those did already, they warp you back to the last church or the last save point that you saved. So those can be pretty useful for getting out of it. Can you use them to get out of dungeons? I don't know if you can use them to get out of dungeons. Because in Dragon Quest IV and onward, what happens is if you try to use a Chimera Wing or some sort of warp spell, if it's not a spell that takes you to that specifically says it exits you from the dungeon, what'll happen is if you throw a Chimera Wing, you'll like fly up into the air, you'll hit your head on the ceiling of the dungeon and come back down. It's silly. Oh my, we have 4 slimes. Again, they are just slimes. Yeah, the slimes in the Dragon Quest series, they're kind of like an entire class of monster. There's many different slimes. You'll see mage slimes, you'll see knight slimes, you'll see metal slimes, you'll see king slimes. There's just tons of them. Heal slimes. Heal slimes can be annoying when we first find them. And we did gain a level there, so that's awesome. But we're going to cross the bridge here, go through this little tunnel area. And we meet another Dark Raven. A lot of the monsters in Dragon Quest games tend to carry over from one game to the next. Like these Dark Raven things, they've appeared in so many other Dragon Quest games. I think they made their first appearance in Dragon Quest III. I don't know if they were in the second one or not. I'll have to replay the second one. I do intend to do that at some point, but I got this game for Christmas, and I wanted to play this one. So I'd considered playing the Dragon Quest games in order, but no, that's not happening. That was a Drakey who kind of ran away. So I guess we don't get to fight Drakey yet. Yeah, okay. And yeah, I'm looking at meadows up there. I'm looking for like those little glowy spots, the sparkle spots in the grass. Not seeing them, but again, I wish the camera wasn't fighting me as much. Hey, a new enemy. A Cruel Cumber. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of like silly puns and play on words. Oh my gosh, that was wonderful. His spear flies into him as his death sequence. I'll get these out of my way. Another thing I know from Dragon Quest VIII, once your party becomes like certain levels or where you're like way stronger than the monsters, Yeah, the monsters will start to run away from you when they spot you. So that's a thing that can happen. Some monsters will always come charging at you because they're not the brightest. But some monsters know that when they're outmatched. These are bunny corns. Oh, there's a lot of bunny corns here. So let's take out the bunny corn, because I'm sure they hurt worse than a slime does. Oh, they must have... Well, I also did that attack to start off the battle, so... And then some monsters will run away from you in battle, especially if you're much stronger than they are. In this case, basic slimes are going to start to run away from us, so... Yeah. Basic Slime is traditionally the weakest monster in the Dragon Quest games. But they both did different dances. I still love how his spear just goes back and kills him. And now, how come the Great Sword didn't kill that? I did more damage to him than the first one. Did that preemptive attack battles just only affect one monster, or did it affect both monsters differently? Yeah, okay. He was dancing by my horse, so... We'll try the Frizz spell. Well, that fixed that. 5 experience, 6 gold each for the cool cumbers. Not bad. And we're coming up on another little area
what
here.
Have we here? I know a budding adventurer when I see one. It can be risky heading into the great outdoors if you aren't familiar with the basics of survival, you know. Well, fear not, because that's where I come in.
Oh, good.
See the remains of that fire over there? Well, when you spy one of those, it means you can set up camp and rest your weary bones.
Oh, that's
to
neat.
settle down for the night, just go up to the fire and examine it. You'll soon be enjoying a well-earned break. What's that? You're worried about being attacked by monsters while you sleep? Oh, ye of little faith! That statue over there is chock full of holy powers that'll keep the beasties at bay for as long as you need.
Oh, that's also
And that's
convenient.
not all. You can pray to it to be cured of poison and all kinds of other things. Think of it as a mini church. Anyway, enough of
Traditionally in Dragon Quest games, you could only save at churches, and you know, that's it. There weren't like church points out in the wilderness. You had to go into a town to find a save.
You'll be relying on them whenever you're out in the wilderness.
Actually, in the really old Dragon Quest games, you had to find not just any town, you had to find a castle with a king and save at the king.
Well, that's all from me. If you have any camping-related queries, feel free to ask. I'm here all the time. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Although some of the Dragon Quest games would have a quick save feature where you could save your game anywhere. This is especially true of the handheld ones, which was a nice feature, but as soon as you load up that save, it deletes the quick save file. So you do need to make a permanent save, because if you end up dying, you go back to wherever your last permanent save was. Or actually, when you die, you just lose like half your gold and get resurrected at the last king you were at, which that's not really favorable either. Alright, well, we found a treasure here. Let's see what else we can find. Found a fireplace. Ooh, jars we can smash. 12 gold. And a small scale. I guess we could say it's been scaled down. Alright, so let's check out this campfire thing. Yeah, we'll settle in for the night. So yeah, we can rest, we can ask for help. Oh, we can rest until different times of the day, so we can use campsites to manipulate the time that we go out. I don't want to... Okay, this is going to be another, like, a mini minor spoiler. It's a gameplay mechanic spoiler. Is it really a spoiler? Someone does tell us this in Heliodor, but I don't want to go out at night yet, because I have a feeling that stronger monsters will appear at night. And there's someone that you can talk to in Heliodor that will actually confirm this, so... So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of... It's kind of another traditional sort of common sense mechanic that you would expect from an RPG in this day and age, to have stronger monsters out at night. I do like that we're bringing back a day-night cycle. Although, the first Dragon Quest game to introduce it, there's those little ghosty things again. Are they, like, just watching and stalking me on my whole journey? That is creepy. I'm interested to see how those things play into the plot. Maybe they're working for the final boss or something and feeding him information about us, so when we get to the final... Okay, that's fine. So when we get to the final boss, he's like, oh, I know everything about you, so you can't beat me. That was a nice bit of items. Don't know what these items are for yet, but it was nice. Okay, so we'll go this way through the tunnel. Run over the bunnies. We have the general signpost. That's another ghosty thing. I'm not going to battle every monster we see, but I do want to battle some of them so that, you know, obviously I'm gaining experience and gold and just keeping up with the leveling. So I don't want to be under-leveled, especially in a Dragon Quest game, because bosses tend to be quite the endurance battles in Dragon Quest games, at least from my experience. So yeah, I'll take all the experience and levels we can get. I mean, it can be that, like, being able to easily slaughter all the normal enemies in the area could still give you the boss that you fight is still, you know, too tough or too long of an endurance battle for you to handle. But the guy's not going to let us go this way because we have to go to Heliodor. I just love how the monsters fly. Oh, that is silly. We're gonna have fun on this adventure. Alright, let's see if I can find one more good thing before we end off here. Hey, a new enemy. It's sleeping, and it took 3 damage. And it woke up. It's a platypunk. Not a platypus, a platypunk. Well, there we go, a couple attacks took it down. And this seems like a pretty decent spot to end off, so we'll continue exploring next time.